Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Kasa podcast. There's your boy Kojo in the building. Today, we're going to have a very wonderful episode. Today, we're going to be talking about high school. The tribe is going all the way back to high school. You know, for a lot of people who are not very familiar with the high school system in Ghana, I'll give you a bit of a teaser before we get into the conversation itself. I've got Efia in the building. Wendy is here. Chris is also here. And today, I'm going to make sure I give you a primer for the conversation so that you can actually be in the conversation. So we're talking high school. And unlike so many other countries, the Ghanaian high school system is rather interesting. And so we spend about 12 years preparing to go to high school in Ghana. We have K through 9, technically, K through 9. So you have 3 years of kindergarten, you have 6 years of elementary school or primary school, as we call it. And then there's 3 more years of junior high school. After that, you set an exam. You set this general exam, a standardized exam that helps you get into high school. Before you write this exam, you register for the exam. And as you're registering, you pick a couple of schools you'd want to attend for high school. I'm not so familiar with the numbers, but the last time I checked, there were about 18,000 junior high schools in Ghana and about 900, a little over 900 senior high schools. So in Ghana, we have a bit of a meritocracy when it comes to high school. Like there's some elite high schools everybody wants to get into. And so people select these schools, right? You rank them in your order of preference, the one you'd most likely want to be in, and the ones you're not so keen on getting into. And so after you set your exam, the results come in and you're placed in these high schools, right? And that is where the action begins. That is where for a lot of people, that is where the real action begins. Today, we're going to talk about our time in high school, how we got in, our days in high school, the lessons, the memories, the wonderful stories, the horror stories, the good ones, the bad ones. We're going to have a good time here on the Kasa podcast. But today, the tribe is going to high school. I hope this primer was good enough for you to understand the Ghanaian educational system. I'm bringing the guys in, I'm bringing the gang in, and they've got stories for you. Today is going to be story. I've got Efia here. Chris is also here. Wendy is here. How you guys doing?
Oh, we are good.
Hey, we're
We are
doing
good.
All
well.
right, okay. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great myself. So I've got a question before we get into the conversation itself.
Okay.
Which high schools did every one of you attend? Efia, well, which high school did you attend, and which year did you graduate?
I went to Ibuaka State College and I
Ooh.
graduated 2015.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so for those of you who are watching and are not so familiar with the Ghanaian educational system, most of these schools have nicknames, right? So Ibuakwa State College would have a shortened form or a nickname.
Abusco,
Abusco is the name. So Abusco, which year? Which year did you graduate? If you
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
Wendy,
Hey,
which high school did you go to?
I went to a Bree Girls
Oh,
Senior High
Girls
School.
Senior High School. And what's the short form?
Boogies.
Abugis.
yeah.
Abugi. Which year did you graduate high school to?
2015.
2015.
Yes.
Nice. Chris, which high school did you go
Yeah.
to?
Pope John Senior High School and Minor Seminary.
Kojoba.
Kojo.
Kojoba.
Ay. I can see a couple of Brig girls jumping on the stream. Elfrida is also from
Okay.
Abugis. What's the short form for Pope John Senior High School?
Or we say Pojos, or we say PJ.
Joe's PJ. Okay,
Yeah.
and guys, I went to Prempeh College. We don't have a
Hey.
shortened form. I went to Prempeh College, graduated in 2007. And if you want to shorten
Oh,
it,
geez.
it would be, we like to call ourselves Amanfo.
Amount
Yes.
for.
And so, yes, we have Prempeh College, Pope John Seminary and Senior High School, a Brick Girls High School, and a Buakwa State College. And so this is our background. If you're watching the live stream or if you're watching the broadcast, please let us know which year you graduated and which high school you went to. Just in the chat and the comment section, just let us know. Dodjolly, you didn't tell us which school you went to. We want to know which school you attended. So please leave that in the comment section. And today, our conversation is going to be broken up in segments, right? We're going to break the conversation up in segments. There we go. Rashid says, hey, Persec. So again, Persec is the short form for Presbyterian Boys Secondary School, Legon, right? And it's one of the finest schools. I talked about these elite schools in Ghana, and I'm going to self-promote a little because Rashid came up with this. But we in Ghana we have single-sex schools and we have co-ed schools, right? And for the single-sex schools, there are some 4 prime ones. These are the key, the creme de la creme, the top 4. And the top 4 we have Prempeh College, we have Infant Spim School, we have St. Peter's Boys School, St. Peter's Seniors High School, and then we have Presbyterian Boys Secondary School. These are the elite 4, the top 4. These are the Ivy League institutions in Ghanaian
Is
education.
it for the boys' school?
For the boys' side.
Okay.
And when you go to the girls' schools, we have Wesley Girls High School, Ebri Girls High School, Holy Child, and then St. Louis. So, right, you have these elite. And then when you go to the co-ed schools, there's only one. For co-ed schools, there's only one good school. It's Achimota School. And so for co-ed, you have Achimota. For boys' school, you have Infant Spim, you have Prempeh College, you have St. Peter's, you have Persec. When you go to the girls' school, you have Wesley Girls, you have your Holy Child, you have your Brie Girls, and you have your St. Louis Senior High School. So these are the elite there, the Ivy League schools, if you will.
By your standard. Thank you.
By
very
his
much.
standard. I was just about
Thank
to
you very
say
much.
that.
By your standard.
By his standards, guys.
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah. By his
and
standard.
listen, you see
Thank you
the
very much.
Motown people are repping. Amanda, the head of all the hosts, Motown 09.
Okay.
Amanda, so you
Oh.
see, and Bismarck is like Prempeh. PY says Prempeh boys.
Oh, boys, guy.
Bismarck, let us know where you went. Let us know where you went.
24/7.
But if you're on the live stream, please let us know where you went before we dive into the conversation. So, guys, we're going to go into the conversation right away. High school. The tribe goes back to high school. And we're going to start off this way. First day in high school. We're going to go around the room, hear everybody's first day stories. I'm going to start with Ifya Yeboah because Ifya Yeboah always has the best first day stories. Ifya Yeboah, what happened to you on your first day? Tell us about first day.
Oh my god. So I think I went to school on a Wednesday afternoon, right? And mostly everyone knows that when you go to school, you would have to meet the senior house master, the house mistress to check your items and all that to see if you brought prescribed items before you're allowed into your house.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I don't know if it was a bad thing, but they had a problem with my uniform.
What was the problem?
According to them, my uniform was short. That was the only problem. And so even the house mistress, I was very tiny, so it wasn't something that was supposed to be a problem. You know, it wasn't that short. It was like knee length, a little above the knee, but it was okay. But then the seniors, the house prefect and the other ladies were not having it. So it took me to the house. And when I entered the house, the first thing was like boho. Boho is like new down. Would like all of a sudden, why am I in this? This not prescribed. And oh my god, it was right after lunch, and all the seniors were coming from the dining hall. Everyone was coming to the house, and I was kneeling right in the center of the house. It was so embarrassing. Oh my god. But then I was glad my school mom or whatever you are given someone to take care of you, a school mother. She came in and then she came to rescue me, took me inside. They came in there, where did I school? What did I do? What course am I coming to read? You know, they're just going to worry you. And I was so tiny. And they, you know, we went to meet the Form 4s. Oh my god, they were like moms, like grown up.
That's so true.
Big women.
Oh my
big
goodness.
women that, you know, they're going to do things to you.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It was just, I felt like, oh God, I want to go home. I don't want to do this again, you know. But that was my first day.
So just to provide some context and some clarity for those who are not very familiar with the Ghanaian system, there were years where the high school system ran for 4 years and there were years, for the most part, it ran for 3 years.
Yeah.
So some of us were in the system where it was for 4 years, and some were also in the system where it was for 3 years.
Yeah.
Personally, I did 3 years. So
Mhm.
you'd hear the 3-4 year divide a lot. And there are
Yeah.
some words that are going to be used a lot on this episode. Seniors. So seniors are people who came in the institution before you. And so if it's a 3-year system, when you're in your freshman year, anyone who is in their second year or their third year is considered a senior. And
Yeah.
anyone who came into the institution after you is considered a junior, right? And there's another term, school mother, school father. If you go to a very bad school like if you did, you would have a school mother, which is basically a senior
Could you
or
please?
someone who is ahead of you,
Could you please?
who is elected to take care of you,
Oh
right?
my
To walk
God.
you through the institution, sort of precept you into the institution. But if you go to a school like Prempeh College, we don't have anything like school
Hey,
father or
share,
we don't
share,
have those
share,
things,
share,
you know.
share. Hey,
Just for
Randy.
some context. And so, Chris, tell us about your first day. Now that some of these terms have been explained.
Oh, okay. So first day,
Uh-huh.
I remember it was September 2010.
Okay.
I was supposed to report on a Friday, but I
Mm-hmm.
went on a Sunday. So we
What
got
about some?
to we we got to school around 5
Mm-hmm.
p.m.
Mm-hmm.
and I carried my box, my bags
Okay.
to the house,
Mm-hmm.
and then we asked, "Oh, we want to see the house master,"
Mm-hmm.
and then he said it's not around. So the
Mm-hmm.
house prefect came,
Mm-hmm.
took all the required fees I have to pay, house
Mm-hmm.
dues, and all
Mm-hmm.
those things. Checked my items
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and called, and then he called. I heard him call someone to come carry my things to my room.
Mm-hmm.
So someone came out of the dormitory,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then I was just scared. My mom whispered to me to ask, "Is he also a student?" So I
Why?
went
Why did your mother have to
around the
ask
time
that?
where went to school around the time where they started a
Mm-hmm.
4 system. So
Mm-hmm.
I went to meet Form 4s, and
Mm-hmm.
there was
Oh
this
my
giant.
god.
He was also
Mm-hmm.
bare chested
Okay.
and just came out of the drum to pick my things. I
Oh
was
my God.
I was like, wow.
Oh my
I,
God.
I,
Oh
Your
my
mother
this is
was
going to be a
worried.
yeah. This is going to be a long journey, a very long one. Yeah. So my mom was worried. I just told her she should leave because she had to travel all the way from Koforidua to Accra.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I just told her to leave, and she was still standing worried. And I told her she shouldn't worry, she should leave. So and then I got to the dormitory to start. No, even before before they checked my things, I opened my chop box
Mm-hmm.
and it was a mess
What happened?
Why?
because when they were moving the things, my
Mm-hmm.
things from into the bus to get to Koforidua. I don't know what
Okay.
happened. They were in a rush,
Oh my
so
Oh,
god.
that would be
almost all
disaster.
my things in containers got
We're out
open
of the
and
Oh
it
containers.
my
was
Oh
goodness.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my
no.
So
goodness.
I had like Gary, sugar, needle, and stuff mixed in
No
my stuff
way.
already
No
Oh
way.
ready for
goodness.
ready to
Gary
prepare soup
mix.
meals. So I
Karina consume. Oh,
I told
that's sad.
you,
Ee.
Okay. So
yeah,
again, I
yeah,
might
it
have to
was it
come
was it
back
was
in
sad
and
and
give
funny.
I have to come back in and give some context to some of these stories. So, guys, I forgot to tell you this at the beginning, but for most students who go to high school in Ghana, it's our first time leaving home. We go to boarding schools, right? Most of these high schools are boarding schools, and not only are they boarding schools, majority of students elect to go to these boarding homes, right? Boarding houses. So these are like Chris's story contains some of the stuff he had planned to go live in the boarding school with, right? So
Yeah.
his provisions, some food supplies, some and all these things were mixed up in his box, right? That's a very sad story. But someone is suggesting you do so, Kinzo. So now that everything is mixed up, you just pour some water in and you just go away.
You
But
guys,
yeah,
Just
okay.
it's a sad first day. Wendy, I hope Every Girls gave you a whole different experience.
Hmm.
Tell us about your first day at a Brig Girls High School.
My first day I cried.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
So when I got to school, I
Uh-huh.
had coming from junior high school,
Okay.
I used to grow my hair, so I had long
Mm-hmm.
hair, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually want to cut it so low. So I cut it
Okay.
down, but not really so low. When
Uh-huh.
I got there, our senior house mistress, Miss Cobbler.
Oh.
Miss
Please don't
Cobbler
mention
Oh.
names
decided,
here.
sorry, but sorry. Miss Cobbler decided to use the scissors into my hair. She
On the
literally
first day.
on the first day, she literally used it down here, and then she
Oh my
told me,
goodness.
"Oh, the barbers are going to come next week. If you knew the barbers are going to come next week, why didn't you wait to do it next week?" So I had to walk around like that for a whole week. That was
Oh
Oh
the
my
my
first thing that
goodness.
goodness.
happened to
Oh my
me.
goodness.
And then I
You
packed
were
my things
depunked.
from. Oh, it's
Depunked,
called
yeah,
depunked.
debunking.
Yes,
Yes,
that's the
Yeah.
word.
debunking.
And then I
Oh
moved
my
my
goodness.
stuffs. My parents helped me move my stuffs to
Mm-hmm.
my house. I was in
Mm-hmm.
Killside House. When I
Mm-hmm.
got there, the house mistresses were like, they were just looking at me as if I've offended somebody. So
Mm-hmm.
I asked that, oh, can somebody help me like carry my juice bag?
You
It's just
want
like
help
to
from one.
so they're like, I better carry this thing and go. Like nobody's here to help you. Or someone you could be about like you want somebody to help you as a form one student. And then
Oh my
we had to
goodness.
shower before we go for lunch, like to the
Mm-hmm.
dining hall.
Mm-hmm.
So I got there and then it was just a plain like bathroom. I was like, is this a bathroom? They said yes. I said, where's the shower?
Oh my god.
So we call our seniors ladies. One lady was like, oh, the mom is so big dry. You don't really want to shower, yeah? She's like, over here, we don't have showers. You have to grab your bucket and then go fetch water, and
Oh
then you come and
goodness.
use it to shower. I was just looking at her. I looked at where the tap was, looked at where the bathroom was, like, hmm. I just started crying. Oh, at that time, at that point, I was just over it. I just wanted to go home because I thought bucket was to wash. I didn't know bucket was
Mm-hmm.
to carry water from one point
Right.
to another
Oh
to
my
go and shower.
goodness. Oh my
My first day
goodness.
was so sad.
You're cracking so many people up in the chat. I see the laughter just going. You're just killing people in the chat because I don't know about your school, but my school, we did have showers, we did have
Hey,
cubicles in the washroom, and
guy.
we did have no, I mean, that is why we say some schools are elite schools, right?
Please,
We
please,
didn't
please,
have to go
please,
and
please.
fetch what buckets of water,
Hmm.
but it would be a traumatizing experience for a 14-year-old or a 13-year-old. I don't know how old you were when you went, but it's going to be quite interesting. Yeah, someone says you were a typical DB, so you didn't know what she was looking for the showers. Oh my god, this girl
Yeah.
had come from. I'm sure she went. Oh,
No,
DB.
Kojo, look. Even if there
Oh,
were
you know
showers,
the DBs, there are different kinds of DBs. Yeah.
I don't
Mhm.
think the first year you are going to look for a shower. It's like you've not been to a boarding house before, eh?
No, clearly she hadn't.
No.
Oh
So,
my
so for
god.
those of you who are watching the stream and are not familiar with some of the Gideon terms, today is your day. We're going to explain all these terms. So, DB is a short form for Dadapa. These are kids who are from very wealthy families who are pampered and enjoyed all the luxuries in life, who are
Yeah.
now going to face reality. And so, the adventures of a DB can be shortened to a debentures. Thank
Hey,
PY,
Hey,
we now
this is
have
new
the
to me.
adventures of a big girls. PY, keep giving us
PY,
some
this is
more words.
new.
oh
This
But
my
yeah,
term is
god.
new.
But
she's a
PY.
even with the
typical
DBs,
levels to it, huh?
there are categories. There are
Okay.
I
categories.
know.
We have the
Mhm.
clean DBs and we have DBs with
Mm.
hard labor. Yeah,
Mm. Okay,
yeah,
so she
yeah.
is a clean DB.
She's a
So
clean
guys,
DB,
I
clean
am
one.
going to share my story, my adventure. Mine is not a debenture. This is real adventures. On one fateful, I think it was a Monday or a Tuesday in September 2004, googly eyed me, got admission into the school of my dreams. Like I,
Aw.
I'm going to give a little brag. So I'm a second generation Amanfo. So I'm going to the school my father went to. Like I'm so excited. And so it was me, my grandfather, and my mother, and we're going in first day. I'm going to Prempeh College. My dreams have become a reality.
Get it?
And when you get to Prempeh College, there's a designated parking spot. So you park and then you take out your stuff and you put it there. And then seniors, the second years, or the people who just left freshman year, would come and help you pick up your stuff. And we have designated dorms for Form 1 students or freshmen. So they'll take your stuff to the dorms for you, and your beds are assigned. So they'll just go and put it by your bed. So, they took my stuff, and I had my pillow, right? I'm going to a boarding school. I have my pillow. So I was clutching my pillow, and we were getting into the house, but I was in Pearson House, and Pearson House has this little entry. We have the main entrance, and we have this side door. So I went through the side door. My mom was behind me, and my grandfather was behind me. The minute I walked in, this senior yanked my pillow off my chest. Like I was clutching my pillow. He just yanked it. He's like,
Oh my
do you think you're going to sleep on this tonight?
God.
Better think again. And this guy just walked off with my pillow. Funny enough, my grandfather was behind me. My mother was behind me. Nobody said a thing because the guy was like 6'6". And I was like 2 inches tall. Like I was a 14-year-old skinny boy, and this giant had taken my pillow. And so at that point, I realized I am not having a pillow. Not only was I not having a pillow that night, my parents and my grandfather and my mother could not say a thing. So we put the stuff down, they left. And I have a big family. I come from a very big family. And one of my cousins was the house prefect the year before I came in. And he was mean and cruel. So everybody knew his cousin was coming. And so they were just waiting. The seniors were just waiting. And we share the same family name. So they came and I couldn't even hide. They just mentioned my name and they're like, follow us. They took me to the seniors' dormitories and they told me if I can successfully explain every action my cousin did, I would be allowed to go to bed.
Hey.
Guys,
Oh my God.
1 a.m. the next morning, I was still there trying to explain away his actions. And
Oh my God.
I was kneeling, I was standing, I was waving goodbye. That's also another punishment. You never know how waving can be a punishment. In Prempeh College, they come up with all these crafty punishments where you just stand there and you wave your hand. And after doing this for like 15 minutes, your hand begins to hurt. Like nobody is abusing you, nobody is physically touching you, but you be crying, just waving. But yeah, that was me first day. I was just waving my dreams goodbye. All the wonderful thoughts I had of Prempeh College, they just went with the wave. It was just me like that for like 2 hours.
My.
So yeah, that was my first day. Not a pleasant experience. Ellie said his first day. He said, my first day at school, I conducted 258 interviews. Everyone who meets or sees you would call and ask you irrelevant questions.
That is true.
Poor boy in white and khakis.
That is true.
That is so true. That is so true.
So true.
Everybody would ask you, and there was this question. I don't know if you guys got it. They would ask you, where are you from?
Where are you from?
Where do you live? And what did you come here to do? But they ask it in one sentence.
Oh.
They're expecting you to answer those questions in one sentence too. And woe betide you if you say, I came here to study. Because it's a high school. So you'll say, hey, I came here to study. They'll be like, what do you mean to tell me? What do you think I came here to do? But yeah, you do that. It's true. You do all these interviews. Anybody who meets you would ask you, what's your name? What are you here to do?
Yeah.
It's a school. I came here to fly airplanes. I mean, what do you think? That is basically the first year's experience in Ghana. But guys, we all know it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. There's something called Neenos Night.
Oh gosh.
Neenos Night. It's probably one of the dreaded events in high school. So guys, we are about to dive into the Neenos Night segment because we all went through the ritual. It's a ritual in most boarding schools. And we're going to hear the stories of your Neenos Nights. I'm going to start with Chris this time because I don't know how the seminaries do it. But, well, Chris, tell us about your Neenos Night. What happened?
Okay, so for our Neenos night, even though I was in the Pope John House. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
seminar house. We have Neenos night in general together with a
Mm-hmm.
boarding house and
Mm-hmm.
a main boarding house.
Mm-hmm.
So same way you have to dress up
Mm-hmm.
funny, weird. I don't know how to put
Yo,
it.
that was the worst
And
time of you. That would be the worst time of your life.
and then
The dressing
some
up
of
bit,
you
huh?
come dance.
Oh my god.
Some of
Mm-hmm.
you will be on stage, like each
Mm-hmm.
house. All
Mm-hmm.
first years from each house will climb the stage and then do something like perform dance. I don't know. Fortunately or fortunately for me, when I was going to school, my mom bought me. You were supposed to take black shoes to school. My mom
Okay.
Yeah.
bought me wallabies. I don't know if you know
Okay.
wallabies.
Hey,
Yeah.
we know
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
wallabies.
in high school, when you wear wallabies, it means you can dance.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
Oh.
important.
Oh.
If you
Mm-hmm.
wear wallabies, it means you can dance.
Okay.
So the first time the seniors saw me wear the wallabies, they said,
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing, wow, I can dance. So I was supposed to headline the Nino's night for my house. I was the
Oh
lead,
my god.
I was the lead
Oh
dancer.
my God.
I
Hmm.
told them
Oh
I
my
don't dance.
god.
And that was around the time Azonto was really popular.
Okay.
So
Oh.
I knew a few moves, and then I used I used that to redeem myself on stage during the
Azonto
Nino's
dancer.
night.
Oh, but you know the single
Yeah.
sex school Nino's night is not that
Mm-hmm.
bad, right? You
Mm-hmm.
guys.
Tell us about your
Oh
Nino's
no.
night.
Look, the mixed school Nino's night is the worst. Like you don't want to be there. And if you come after
Why?
Nino's night, you will do Nino's night. They'll organize Nino's night for those that came after Nino's night. Like they really had time for once. I don't know why. But it's like the time of your life where you're a
Mm-hmm.
bit shy, you're
Mm-hmm.
meeting new people, and then they
Mm-hmm.
want you to dress up in a very the most stupid way possible and stand in front of the whole school from one, like
Mm-hmm.
first year, second year,
Mm-hmm.
third year, and the final year.
Mm.
And then you have to do something for them to laugh.
Do something crazy.
Yeah,
Anything,
crazy.
Yeah,
anything.
crazy.
And for my badge,
Mm-hmm.
so for my house, they will take
Mm-hmm.
one girl that will model for the house.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
will take a few girls that will dance for the house, and the
Mm-hmm.
rest of the girls would fool for the house and was a competition.
Mm.
So if you lose when you come back to the house, they're going to punish you.
Okay.
Like it didn't make sense. I'm like, what kind of stress is this? And they allocated time for
Mm-hmm.
rehearsals, for practice, for how
Mm-hmm.
to dress, for a storyline when you are fooling. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, did we come to school for this? And they didn't care. But I will not say I was fortunate, but I was a dancer for my house.
Okay.
So I wasn't part of the people that are supposed to fly. I was one of the people that will be giving muftis to
Some
dance.
dancers in
And
the house.
I know, right?
no, I don't dance anymore. I don't dance anymore.
And not that you don't dance anymore. You can't dance anymore. I've
I,
seen you
I
try to dance.
I feel like if I
It's
stop
something.
practicing, I would get back. I have I
No,
can do
if
something,
you
but
don't have it.
could just
You
stop
you
hating,
probably
okay?
lost it in
Stop,
high school.
stop hating. Could just stop
Wendy,
hating.
come and give us the Bugis Nino's night.
Hmm.
But before you get into the Bugis Nino's night, Elfrida was also in the Bugis, and she sent
Hmm.
something. She has a story similar to yours. On my first day, I
Mhm.
lost appetite and told my mom to take the home cooked jollof back home. Oh, bad idea, Elfrida.
Oh.
Oh,
I went to the dining hall later for supper, and I felt the
Ah.
regret of
Ah.
not
oh,
eating my mom's home cooked
oh.
food.
Elfrida.
Elfrida, that
Hmm.
is probably one of the biggest mistakes you made
But
in
every
Yeah.
day,
weekends.
DB, your first day in school, your mom cooked jollof with
Jollof.
you to
Oh,
school.
oh,
Hey.
oh, oh. I know,
Hey,
right?
Hmm.
I know, right?
This is DB Peche. DB
Yes.
Peche.
just a clean, double clean DB.
Okay. Wendy, how was
Mm-hmm.
the Big Girls Nino's night like? Talk to
Oh
us about
God.
it.
It's a lot.
Mm,
So for Brie girls, you wake up early in the morning. So I think we have about 6 houses. So we wake up
mhm,
early around 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. and you have to be we call something jama. So you be
Mhm.
singing jama songs,
Mhm.
going from one house to the other, and then
Okay.
trying to hoot at the other houses.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Mhm.
And then one thing about Brie girls is, so within the form ones, like
Mhm.
they look for one of the girls that has, so we have this song, yeah,
Mhm.
that actually I don't know, I can't sing it on here because I don't even remember everything. But then they look for one girl who is very curvy
Mhm.
in the form ones, and then she'll be the lead because like whilst we are going singing, there's one particular song that actually says like, oh, this house has got beautiful girls, like heavy
Oh,
girls. So
okay.
that girl will literally be turning around, flaunting, you know.
Ish.
Mhm.
Yes, and we'll be moving from house to house, singing this song, shouting here and there. Afterwards, in the evening, they dress us like caricatures. Like
Oh. Oh.
we be
Oh.
having
Oh.
chalks and different
Uh-huh.
colors of chalks. Like
Mhm.
we look like masquerades. And
Mhm.
then they, for the girls that don't have big bums, they'll
Mhm.
put like pillows
Pillows.
and things in
Pillows.
our
Oh my
Pillows
bum.
there.
goodness.
And then we
Yep.
just have to
Yep.
go on stage and fool and
Mhm.
entertain these seniors or
Mhm.
ladies.
Mhm.
And then some have to also model, and then they
Mhm.
pick. I think they're very specific with the girls that
Mhm.
models, and they
Mhm.
look for the
Yeah,
ones that are very
very.
nice and pretty. Yes, and then they look for the dancers as well, like those that can dance. I was
Mhm.
not in any of the categories. I was part of the people that were fooling. I'm a common, yeah. Yeah, I
Oh my
say,
goodness.
"Hey,
People.
Jimmy phone,
Mhm.
near Jimmy phone, huh?" We
that
fall
that
for
that's
them.
an interesting Neenos night. So when I went to Prempeh College, the name hadn't really evolved to Neenos night yet. We had a very horrible name for it. I'm not going to mention it here.
Okay.
But we also had a bit of the same traditions, right? We didn't have models because obviously it's an all boys school, so we didn't have anybody who would model. So it was between the dancers and the comedians. And at the time, I think stand-up comedy wasn't really a thing. The only stand-up comedians we had were like, the concert party people who had a Jacko, Bobo Kala, and all that.
Mhm, mhm.
And in Ghana, I think uh, clowns, basically, you dress like a clown.
Clown.
So half the freshmen would dress like clowns, would have powder, like you were saying, chalk,
Mhm.
and sometimes we use blue. I don't know if you guys remember blue. That
Yeah, we
Yeah.
that
do.
Yeah,
that that
blue,
that
blue, blue.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's for washing clothes, right? To make white clothes whiter. And would do that. We put on ties, would use anything to make you look like a clown.
Mhm,
And then they'll let you wear either your underwear on top of your trousers. So you wear your
mhm.
trousers
Something
and you
so
wear underwear,
crazy.
like something to make you look dumb. And in Prempeh College, there were 9 houses at the time, right? And then we'd have an inter-house competition
Mhm.
as to which house has the funniest bunch of freshmen. And because you didn't want your house to lose anything, I think it was one of those things we learned in high school:
Yeah,
competition.
competition.
Even though it wasn't a title worth claiming, you just didn't want to come out as the house that was not funny enough. And so for us, we took it seriously. Like we poured some sweat into it. You went on there, and if it was a dance, a funny dance you were doing, or if it was something dumb you were saying, if it was a comedy skit you were doing, you did it with your best. You did your very best so that your house comes out as the funniest house. And then there were the dancers, right? At the time, right? People would go do all these crip walk, floor work, whatever, right? And for the dancers, if you knew how to dance, you'd automatically jump into the limelight. You become a superstar of sorts, right? So the guys who were good, oh my goodness, they'll go there and make a name for themselves. And from there, they would always perform at any entertainment event. So yeah, that was our Neenos night. I don't think we came in last, but I don't think we also won. I was in Pearson House, like I said. And Pearson House, we're not always at the top, but we're never at the bottom, right? We're always
In
in the middle,
between.
and it's always the good place to be, right? Because if your house wins the award for the dumbest house or the funniest house or the craziest house, it's not a very good one. But if you come in last, it's also not good. So
Good
we
one.
did our
That's
best
so
to stay
true.
in the middle. That's Pearson for you. We were always in the middle. We didn't do anything too seriously. But that was Nino's night, and I still think it was one of those bonding moments for a bunch of
Hmm.
young men. Most of us hadn't even, we hadn't lived outside our homes for for school, and we hadn't met people from all over the country. So meeting people from all over the country and trying to put together a production, basically our first play together, it taught us a lot about teamwork, building connections, working with people, and using people's abilities. Because right from the jump, you'd see the funny guys.
Yeah.
They are talking to
So
you like
true.
he talks funny. He is going to represent us, right?
Yeah.
Or he has a very good joke or something. So it
Mhm.
was interesting. But talking about this, it would lead us beautifully into our next segment. In this segment, we're going to talk about the funniest things that happened to us in high school. The funniest things, every funny story you can remember. Guys, come on here and share with us the funniest moments you had in high school. Why are you guys already laughing? We haven't even started the funny moments. Do you guys want me to start the funny moments?
Yeah, you should. You should.
Yeah,
You
you
just
should
start.
start.
This is the funniest moment, and it's not funny because of the event itself. It's just funny because of the characters. For this story to be funny, you should know the video game character Mario. If you've ever played
Mario.
Mario Kart,
Mhm.
Mario,
Yeah, yeah.
the
I think we all
love
played
combat
Mario.
Oh
character
yeah.
Mario. Good. And so I was in Pearson House, and most of the houses in Prempeh College had the same concept. So 3 or 4 houses would look the same, would have the same architectural design. There was only one house in Prempeh College that was unique in its design, in that for most of the houses, there was only one staircase up. The houses were story buildings, and there was only one staircase up. So you can always climb up on one side of the building.
Hmm.
And then Opokwai, Osetutu house was the only house that had 2 staircases, right? So you could climb up on one side and get down on the other side.
Okay.
And as a young student, as a young boy, I didn't like any of the conventional school stuff, assembly, church service, all the things people had to go into a place. I didn't like it. I just was
In other words, you were stubborn.
not stubborn. I wasn't stubborn yet. This is first year, right? So I wasn't stubborn yet.
Hey,
I was
first
on
year you
my
didn't want to go
way.
for social
Or
gathering.
Oh no, I
one
didn't.
young social
Hey, I
gathering.
know.
I,
Form
I I
one,
used to
first
hang
year.
out with all the upperclassmen, so I wouldn't go for social events. So there
Okay.
was this one
Okay.
Sunday, and we had our Sunday service, and I didn't
Mhm.
show up for the service. So I was hanging out with a bunch of my seniors, right? And in Prempeh College, on Sunday nights, we go to dinner in our traditional cloth, right? So you put on your
Okay.
cloth. And so whenever we're done, we just take a cloth off and fold it and just go sit on the staircase and be chatting it up. And so this housemaster, who was the housemaster, not even for Say2 house, the housemaster for Gajusbeg house, was called Mario. And it's just because he looked so much like Mario, the character. So we're sitting on the staircase, just yelling and screaming and shouting and laughing, just having a good time.
Hmm.
And Mario came with a big stick. Why are you guys not going for such service? He was coming to hit our heads, like basically coming to kill us. But just because of the structure of Osei house, when he came, we ran up the stairs. So he quickly chased after us with his stick. Hey, about to like yelling in funny, like profanity. Stupid boys, go to church. Then we kept running on top of the building. And whenever he came up, we went down. And then whenever he was running, we'd run down on the lower block, go up the stairs again. So as a bunch of about 6 of us playing Mario with actual Mario, just going up and down the stairs. And for like 30 minutes, it felt as though that our lives were going to end if the man ever caught a hold of us. But he could not catch any one of us because it's 15-year-old boy, swift and fast, and a 40-year-old or 50-year-old man,
Yeah.
a bit on the heavy side, with a big stick, yelling profanity after these boys. That was the fun. It cracked me up so much because we never actually left the house. So we'll be up there and we'll be taunting him and yelling and teasing and laughing. And then when he comes up, we go down and we do the exact same thing. So we're just going round and round with a poor old man. But it was funny. It cracked me up for days.
Oh
But yeah,
my.
that is my story. If you're a boy,
Good.
what is your story? What's your funny story?
I don't know if it's going to be funny, but it's just how things unfolded that made it very, very funny.
Hit
So
us.
we all know how these. I don't know why every school or it's just my school.
Mhm.
Senior house masters are always like the headache. They are the
Every
headache of
school.
everyone's headache. It's like they
Obviously.
want to be in everyone's business. They want to know
Mm-hmm.
what you are doing, what you are
Mm-hmm.
wearing, and
Mm-hmm.
all that.
That's
So
so true.
this man, he had a farm, right? And mostly what the boys do is that I know this because the boys come to the class and they narrate it. So he has a farm. He grows vegetables. He has poultry and all that. So
Hmm.
what the boys do is on Sunday afternoon after church,
Mhm.
they catch one of these fowls, kill it, and then
Oh.
they cook. And then
Oh.
they do. So with time, this man realized that the chickens are, the numbers are reducing. He didn't know who was doing what. He comes to assembly mostly on Mondays to come and announce how the number of chicken is going down every day, and he doesn't see, like, it's not that they are dead. There's
Mhm.
nothing. He doesn't send them out. They have a compound. So really, what is happening? He doesn't know what
Mhm.
is happening.
Mhm.
But then the boys will come, and sometimes they even bring the food to preps,
Oh
afternoon
my
preps. They'll
goodness.
bring the food, the chicken they've cooked and everything, come and test it in the class. And one time,
Hmm.
this man came in. The dining hall doesn't serve us soup and chicken and all that.
Mhm.
So this man has been announced. We all know the man is worried about his chicken and all that. And the boys had brought this soup, the chicken soup. One time they brought a chicken soup, and this man entered, and we're in the it was like a prep time. So we were
Mhm.
all seated around and we're eating. This
Mm-hmm.
man entered the classroom and was like, "What are you guys eating?" He's- he could smell chicken, but he knew no one sold chicken. So he was like, "What are you guys eating?"
Mhm.
One guy goes, "Oh, we call something gas. Do you guys
Mhm.
know gas?"
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
The
someone answered,
terrible high school food.
"I know." Someone
Mhm.
answered, "Oh, gas." And I was like, "Today is Sunday. We are supposed to take jollof and chicken. Who
Mhm.
served gas today?" And
Mhm.
then everyone was quiet. The man walks in, open the bowl, and it's chicken soup. And then he's like, "I hope it's not my chicken. I hope it's not my chicken, you guys." And how did it was really funny. I can't narrate it because
High
I'll
school
just keep cracking
kids
up.
eating other people's chicken. This
And
is just wild.
So
the man
This is
was
just
he
wild.
couldn't think. He was like, okay, he couldn't get angry. Honestly, that moment everyone thought he would be mad. He just sat down and asked the guys, "How did you catch the
Cook it.
chicken? How did you cook it? What did you get a saucepan?
he was
How
more
did you come?"
curious
You
than
know,
angry.
he really didn't understand
Yeah,
anything,
but
but it was
there
something
are a
they've
lot
been
of
doing.
questions in there. I'm just baffled how high school kids
Oh, they
could get
do
a
that.
kitchen to cook
They
someone's
don't even do
chicken.
it in the kitchen. They
Oh
have
my goodness.
so the prefect have a cubicle,
Uh-huh.
right?
Mhm.
So it's only the cubicle where you have plugs.
Mhm.
So they use
They'll
iron.
find a way.
Yeah, they
Iron.
use
Irons,
iron.
Oh
They
my
put a
goodness.
saucepan on the
heaters.
iron, and then someone will
Ah.
be doing the killing and everything. Someone will be doing the soup because the man had a farm, onions, pepper, everything was on the farm.
Everything was set. He
Goodness.
makes his soup.
They
You
get
guys were killing the man.
and then they just do every weekend. They kill one every weekend. There was a chicken soup going on.
That's just cold.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Chris, come and tell us. I don't think the guys in the seminaries were doing that. I don't think. I believe
Oh please, they
future
did worse.
priests were not killing other people's chicken. Please tell us your funniest story. If it was in first year or all through high school, what was your funniest moment? Chris, you're muted.
You're
Hey,
muted.
Chris.
Chris is just
Our
muted.
senior
I don't know.
housemaster was something else.
Okay.
Our senior
Okay, now we can
housemaster
hear
was
you.
just something else.
Hmm.
What did
Yeah,
he
he
do?
comes.
Hmm.
He always. Someone is saying the seminary guys are the worst. So anytime we have assembly gathering,
Hmm.
he he comes once in a while to read some funny statement. He
Hmm.
he passes. I mean, sometimes his English constructions are very bad. He
Hmm.
comes up there, has funny comments. There was this time he was like, "Some of you, I understand you. You think me and my wife are small boys. I don't know."
Oh,
I don't understand. Oh, there was we ha- we we had
Mhm,
magazines, books,
mhm.
and people kept records of all his funny sayings and all that.
Statements.
And
Oh
as
Oh
they were
my
my
reviewing
goodness.
everything,
gosh.
it was funny. It was funny.
That you guys thought him
He'll
and
tell
his
you,
wife were small boys, eh?
boys. He'll tell you when you some of you, when you take kinky, you leave the kinky jackets everywhere. The kinky jacket, you leave it everywhere.
What is
Oh my
kinky jacket?
god! Oh
What is kinky jacket?
I am dead. I am dead. And so, for those of you who are not familiar with kenke or do not know a lot of Ghanaian food, because kenke is a Ghanaian food that's a corn-based ball. Like we make balls out of corn, and we wrap them in leaves, some leaves, right? And so the man was referring to the leaves that have been used to wrap the kenke.
A
That those are the
jacket.
kenke jackets. And apparently, these guys were littering the whole place with the kinky jacket.
Jacket.
How can you leave the kinky jackets everywhere? Put the kinky jackets in the wardrobe.
Oh my god.
This is funny. We also had some teacher like that, but Opokwari has the best. Opokwari had an English teacher
Do you
who,
have something? Do you have something for Pukwara boys?
yes, I mean they're my friends, they're my brothers, but their English
Uh,
teacher could not speak English to save his life.
An English teacher could
Yes.
not speak
So
English to
he
save his
would see
life.
the guys
Oh,
scaling over the
true.
walls to go
yeah.
out into town, and he'll be like, "Hey, hey, why are you? Come on!" Basically, the guy could not find the phrase to say
Oh
why are
my
you
god.
scaling the wall, so
Oh
he should
my
return.
god.
So this man went for a staff meeting, and Nana Prempe was late for the staff meeting. And he goes there and he tries to open the door and it's locked. So he knocks on the door. And the headmaster is like, "Hey, who is that?" The English master responds, "It is me, the late Nana Prempe."
Ah.
Everybody just
Oh
dies.
my god.
Everybody just cracks.
And
The
that's
late
supposed to be
Nana
an
Prempe
English
was
teacher.
trying to that's Opokwari English teacher. So if you see that Kateche
Hey, na
cannot speak good
English
English,
teacher bro funi na
Sure.
hey.
yeah, that's Opokwari school for
No,
you. For those who are not familiar with
we
Opokwari
had
school,
we
it's
had
the worst school in Ghana.
You mean Kajo.
I
we
know,
had
I
an
know.
English teacher. Yeah, we had an
Mhm,
English teacher. We used to call him "Spell it for me."
mhm,
Why?
mhm,
No, anytime you answer a question in class or some, so there
Mhm,
was this day where we construct like sentences, complex
Mm-hmm.
sentences, simple
mhm,
sentences, and he
mhm,
said example of simple sentences,
Mm-hmm.
and
mhm.
someone said something,
mhm.
and then he said, "I said simple sentences, simple sentences." And then he said it's a simple sentence.
Mhm.
The sentence had experience in it. So he
Oh,
was writing it and say, "Yes, spell it for me." Like every word like that is like it was a little bit big. He was like, "Spell it for me. Spell it for me."
spell it
So
for me.
we
Spell it for me.
Oh my god.
I swear
Yeah.
this
So
is
that I mean,
crazy.
but we're not gonna lie. High school teachers are some of the best people.
I
We
know.
really knock them a lot, but they're some of the best people.
But you
Wendy.
guys have experience with the was it a trained people or the oh,
Wow.
people that came to do their national service?
Oh yeah, we
National
had an
Oh,
Did you
service.
experience
guys
with
Oh,
have
those.
experience with those
Yeah, we
people?
do.
I think all my time in Brempe College, there's only one or two I can remember. There was one geography teacher who was doing his national service. Not a lot of people get posted to Brempe College, right? They won't post them to.
Yeah.
But I want to hear Wendy's funny story from a Brie Girls. Wendy, hit us with a Brie Girls funny story. I know a lot of funny things happened in there.
So if you know a Brie girls, you know
Mhm,
like the dining hall food, like it's not all of them that we like it.
mhm,
So we have like some days we have jollof, wache, like you know the ones that people like
mhm,
jollof, wache, like
mhm,
people really go for dinings
mhm,
those
mhm,
days. And
Yeah.
then we also I think they used to sell us like plantain and
mhm,
beans.
mhm.
So
Every school.
oh
Not
you
every
actually
school.
you
We
have
we
school.
we did not
Oh,
eat that.
really?
No.
Oh, so I think they give us
Not
like,
every school.
so we went for dining
Fish.
this time, and normally like a lady, a senior will serve like everybody else. So I think we have like 2 or 3 plantains. They give everybody 2 or 3 plantains or so. Sometimes the seniors take more. So I mean, they give the form ones like 2 or 3. So I was sitting by one of my friends. She wasn't really a friend. I call her an acquaintance. So they've shared the plantain. They've given us all our food and everything. And I started eating. I didn't even like it, but I was so hungry. So I started eating. I was just looking at her. She wasn't eating. I was just looking at her, I was like, Oba, why are you not eating? She's like, Wendy, is it all we eat? It's when you be the other. Like, is it what we having to sleep? Like, is that all we're going to eat to sleep? I said, yes. What more do you want? This is what we having to sleep. Like, in my house, when I'm frying plantain, this is what I used to actually take when the plantain is done, before I sit down and eat proper. That was one of it.
I am
Oh
dead.
my God.
I am dead. You guys are giving her
school
two
was
two plantains to
Two
go to
plantain,
bed.
that's what she tastes like. When you fry plantain, you just
Oh
take
my
two to actually
But
see
she's
how
not
the plantain
wrong.
is looking.
She's,
What
she's,
she
she's
sits
not
down to
wrong.
eat the plantain, like maybe
I'm
10
dead.
pieces or 15 pieces.
No,
And this one, they're
honestly,
giving
she's
only
not.
2.
That,
So
that
she was
young
like,
woman was expecting 20 pieces. So
yeah,
2
like
pieces.
12
Oh my
pieces.
god.
Because she said at home she's like
Oh
12,
my.
15. But then that 2 pieces that they're giving her, I mean, that's our dinner. Is that all we are going to have to sleep?
I'm dead. Is
She
that
she
all?
she
No,
wasn't
the
wrong
rest
at
are
all.
coming.
She
She
wasn't wrong.
wasn't wrong. Like,
I had
honestly, I would have asked
no, no,
the
no.
same question.
For me, I had I always had a problem with breakfast because the
The
bread
bread.
I was given every time at
Oh,
breakfast.
So
the
I know
bread.
even if Fia mentioned that in her school on Sunday nights they would have jollof rice. In most
Yeah.
schools,
Jollof.
Yeah.
Sunday nights are
Yeah.
like the best meal you'd get on campus. In my school it's different. And I think it was a shock for a lot of the guys. Sunday nights in Prempeh College would have some tea and some bread and some eggs.
Are you
And
serious?
yes, for a lot of
For what?
people.
Tea and bread for what?
Yeah,
Breakfast?
yeah. I mean,
With egg?
it's an elite club of gentlemen who are
Look,
going
look,
to
Hey,
look.
rule
Kwejo.
the
Nino.
country,
If
dominate
Cattle,
the
Shinim, this is
world.
cattle,
where Shinim
cattle,
will
please.
end.
And so in Prempeh College, Sunday nights you would have a small cup of tea and some
Hey,
bread
Ah, right
and some
there.
eggs, right?
fried
And
egg
that
or boiled egg?
boiled eggs. So
Hey,
2 hard boiled eggs, some
2
bread.
for
Yeah,
one person?
just 2 hard boiled eggs and some tea. And I know a lot of
I,
the young men
I don't
were
believe
in
it.
for a shock whenever they went for their first Sunday dinner because everybody is expecting the fanciest dinner, and in Prempeh College, all you're getting no. So ideally, you're supposed to get 1 hard-boiled egg, one of those things they call bread. And someone says those bread should be banned. Yes, we
To
agree.
be
No.
banned, trust me.
I know. Wait. You guys
Shayla,
didn't
we
have the
agree.
best bread.
No,
No,
we
Like, it
had we
was
had
always soft and fresh. Like,
yes, but
freshly
yes,
baked
it was
bread.
freshly baked, but it was like the fist of a baby, like tiny.
What did you
No,
it
expect?
that
wasn't
bread.
like that for Green
Oh,
Girls.
As
You
soon as I
press
compress the bread, that's
oh.
A
it.
Green
Yep,
Girls
yep.
bread, you can use it as a stone to hurt somebody. When
Oh my
somebody
goodness.
that bread was hard though.
A
I don't know
bread.
anything about fresh bread.
Guys, please share your experience with high school breads in the comment section. Let us know how your high school bread was. Someone said NSP. I don't know what NSP is. What's NSP?
National Service
Service
Personnel.
personnel.
Oh, national service. Okay, so the national service
Yeah.
person who was supposed to do your school always wore one boot all
Oh my
through. And so they
gosh.
gave him a name. And in Prempeh College, for all the Prempeh College students, I am not going to mention his name, but I'm not going to. Guys, do you remember Tiero? If you remember Tiero, Prempeh boys would tell us in the comment section who Tiero is. Rashid. Rashid said, the shock on your faces were priceless when could just said they took tea for supper.
Yeah,
Were you
I
guys
think
expecting them to
People
take
from Kumasi,
ah,
Kumasi for there. How are you taking tea
Were- were you-
for
were-
dinner?
tea, ni bread, ni egg
please,
from
please
For
don't be
dinner.
mistaken. Don't be mistaken. It's Prempeh College. It's
Hey,
Prempeh College.
I thought you guys
Prempeh
were gonna eat something.
transcends geography. We
Look,
transcend geography.
You
look.
have to say, we
Okay.
hear you.
Um, we had fresh bread most
Hey,
of the time
Afrida,
during my
Yes.
are
time.
you sure?
Alfreda
Ah,
went
oh,
to
Brigos.
Abri Girls at probably the finest, the heydays of Abri Girls. But yeah, guys,
Yeah.
we want to know your experience with high school bread in the comment section. We're going to get into the very last part of the conversation. Today, we've talked about so many things, right? We've talked about first days, we've talked about Neenos night. I know a lot of us also went into high school and we found love, right? Kids, right? High school love. Yeah, yeah. I'm so excited about high school love. I'm super excited. I have to show you guys this thing. If you're watching the podcast and you haven't subscribed yet, it's time to pause and then hit that subscribe button. Follow us on all our social media, our Twitter or Instagram, our Facebook. Just keep up with the tribe. And guys, just because I'm super excited about this, let me drop this before we get into that section. I am just tickling myself with that one. So, yes, that's the Kasa podcast. And I want you to join, leave a thumbs up on this video, leave a comment in the comment section. And we're going to talk about high school love. For those of us who went to single sex schools, let me give a primer. High school love. Primer. Those of us who went to boys' schools, we had a girls' school that was affiliated to our school. We formed a sort of alliance. And this alliance is called Alaya in Ghanaian colloquial terms. Alaya. And so I went to Prempeh College, and Alaya was Ya Asantwa Girls High School, the best girls' school in Ghana. The most beautiful, the finest, the most intelligent. They're the best young women you can find. And what happens is every class writes their name on a piece of paper. Every student in the class, we write our names. And not only are the schools allied, but classes are also allied. So my class was Science 4, and our alliance was with Arts 4 in Asantwa. And those of you, I told you in Ghana, we have short forms for all these things. So for our alliance with the Asantwa girls, it is Amana Deshe. That's what Shirley has put on the screen for you, just in case you didn't know.
Pressure.
Amana Deshe, Amanfo, and Adeshe, the alliance was tight. And so this is how we found high school love. We write our names on sheets of paper. This is way before Tinder, way before all the ones you swipe left and right. And so you put the class prefect writes a letter to the class prefect of your allied school, the class you're allied to, with a list of names. And the girls will sit down and they'll just select the guys based on the names on the sheet of paper.
That
not
is
pictures,
crazy.
Not meeting them.
That is
nothing.
crazy.
Just based on the names. This is old school Tinder. This is old school.
Crazy.
I don't know what the other apps are, but all these apps where you find love, we found love with a sheet of paper with everybody's name on it.
Blind love.
Yes, this is blind dating. And what happens is, right from there, you guys start writing to the people you selected. And so this is basically a primer for the love in high school segment. I know Ifya went to a whole different school, so she would have a different experience. But Wendy, come and tell us about high school love. Whether you found some or whether you had friends or anybody who found this.
I think I'll say somebody found me.
Ooh.
To whoever said I should chop the cake.
Hey, don't be small love, you people.
So for I had somebody in Presec. Sorry, I'm a blunt person, so sorry I have to mention his name. He was called Spencer. I don't know how Spencer found me. I don't know. But I was just there one time and then I got a letter and then they mentioned the names in the dining hall. So when you get the fans that you get.
And then
when I went for it, everybody, like my classmates were all around me when I went back to class because everybody wants to read this letter. And then everybody's just looking out for grammatical errors, how
Oh my
I
romantic the
goodness.
know.
letter is. Like,
Oh my goodness.
that's what they look at. And then
High school girls are mean sometimes.
he wrote me like this beautiful letter. I liked it. And then I think I wrote back to him that he should send his pictures if he has one. So I think it was Val's Day in school. And this guy, I don't know how and how. I think per sec, some of them are day student. So he sent me a teddy bear, like a bear, a red one, a letter,
Okay.
and then the letter had chocolate in it.
There you go.
He mentioned my name in the dining hall, and then I went for it. I was punished.
They punished you for love.
Punished me. I didn't even get to read that letter. Like they punished me because why is there a form one? Like the seniors, like one of the ladies was like, "Why is there a form one girl? You have a boyfriend?" Like they were just being so mean to me.
That's harsh. That's harsh. That's very harsh.
Oh
I
my
didn't
God.
know. Shayla is saying, just so you know, everybody would read and correct your grammar.
That's so
That is
true.
true.
And it's so interesting. I know the people who went to co-ed schools didn't have that experience, but whenever we went to the dining hall, and letters in my school, like a Brie girls, were called out in the dining hall.
Yeah.
And so if you have this popular guy who's getting so many letters from so many people, right? You go to the dining hall and they mention your name. If you're a boy, you come for it. If you're a boy, you come for it. If you're a boy, then you're like a rock star, right?
Yeah.
But mainly in boys' school, nobody cares about who the grammar and everything. The fact that somebody is getting a letter is good enough for us. But clearly,
But
the
Kojo,
young
we did
women
the
will sit
same
down and
thing. We
But
did the same
you
thing
let's
did-
talk
in our
about how
school.
sweet per sec boys are. They're so sweet.
Hey.
Mm.
No,
Chris,
Kojo,
Kojo,
Kojo, we
the
did the
letter
same thing in mixed school
Kojo,
too.
the letter
Like,
thing, twist to it.
Mhm.
though.
Okay, tell us the
People,
twist.
okay, so in my school,
Mhm.
people used to write themselves letters so that their names would be.
Oh my goodness. That's just yeah.
Oh my god.
That's just
oh
pathetic. You have to
my.
write yourself a letter just so they would mention
yeah,
your name.
yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
God.
Yeah,
yeah. And I don't know
in
if
Yasantwa.
the intro,
Oh,
the
the
intro of your
bird.
letters, the beautiful colors of the rainbow has given me
The
this
brightness
opportunity
of the
to write
day
you this.
has given me this
Oh
opportunity
my
to write
god.
to you this
Oh
letter.
my god. Oh, listen, if you're a Wendy, for your information, Spencer, I'm here.
Hey, what mommy ya mashimio?
I know. I thought he was going to claim he was Spencer. But yeah, Shayla is telling us that in Yasantwa they burned the Valentine letters. You're here to study,
Wow.
not fall in love.
That is
That's
true.
harsh.
Wow,
That's
Yeah.
harsh. That's just cruel.
wow.
Yeah,
I
they
can
just
see
That's
Mina
true.
I
in
didn't
here.
even get to read it. They just punished me, so I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know what he wrote in.
Finally the St. Peter's boy is in the building. I know St. Peter's boys. Hey, I can't seem to make this message out. If it's a code Elfrida is trying to get to us, Elfrida, we can't.
I can't
I
even get it.
remember when Asempa seized
Oh,
all
seized.
Val's Day letters and gifts and burnt it all. Oh my goodness. You guys had some
You are
very
just mean for no reason. Like,
burning stuff. But yeah, that was basically a taste of high school love. It was in the letters, right? And then yes, I don't remember what I used to write. I know I used to write some of them, but I don't remember putting the beautiful day of the green grass in the pink rainbow has given me this opportunity and thus no. I just went straight to the
no,
point.
Kojo, the
And
thing is,
I
right,
wasn't good at letter
the
writing.
whole vibe that comes with the letter, it's with a shout out. You guys never do shout
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, we used
Like
to
someone
do
has
that.
to
Featuring,
featuring.
Yeah,
Shout outs and
yeah.
They would do
featuring.
a roll call.
Featuring.
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 Oh my god.
Shout outs and featuring.
Oh my God.
High school love is just interesting. I don't know
Oh,
if you guys
boy.
had it, but our time, right? They used to have these entertainment cards that schools would come and sell. So yes, and will bring these cards. You buy them, and then you write the person you're trying to request a song for, and then they take it
Request
back to
cards.
the school request card.
Yeah.
And then
request
during
cards.
entertainment, they would mention the person's name and whatever the message is and the song.
Yeah.
And boys used to, oh my goodness. And then back in the day, I don't know when you guys went. I don't think this was still a thing, but we used to have those um um pay phones with your Vodafone
Oh
card.
my
You'd go to
god.
the pay,
Vodafone, yeah.
A
and then
Vodafone.
so Vodafone evolved, and then they gave every house
A
this
SIM
line.
card.
No, a phone, an actual phone for the
Oh,
houses.
okay.
And then there were phones in Yasantua and all these girls' schools too. So you'd actually go and request for the phone from your house prefect, and then you call a girl in Yasantua, and then you talk to them. The funny thing is, because we paid to be on the call, it was a flex if you could pick up the phone and call a girl in Yasantua. But not only was the flex just that, but the flex was how long you could stay on the phone.
Yeah,
So
because
you'd call a girl for like 10 minutes and everybody's like, oh, you're broke. But people would be there and they'll have nothing to say. They'll be like, is your school mother there? Give her the phone. Give the phone to this person. Go and call this person. And just to flex, just to stay on the phone for a long time. And it used to
Oh
be
my
something. That
God.
was how people were enjoying Facebook high school love. I know the featuring thing. I'm not familiar. Maybe it's a new thing, but I didn't know about the featuring
Oh
thing.
yeah, you didn't do featuring. Oh,
No.
featuring, you missed. You
Okay.
missed.
They said
Featuring.
featuring was more important than letters. What
Yes,
was the
It
featuring
was.
thing?
the shout
Oh,
out
yes.
and featuring.
Oh, yes.
Please explain it to me. What is featuring?
So someone write a letter, right?
Mhm.
And then maybe his friends or his classmates
Mhm.
would take a piece of paper,
Uh-huh.
write a message to the
Oh.
lady in the third row on the fourth seat. This blah 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 blah, like a very short message,
Oh,
and
wow.
maybe put his number there or something. That is for you. And so when the
Mhm.
letter comes, no one is interested in your letter. Just pour
Just the
the
featuring,
piece of
the
papers with
contents.
the content.
Yes.
Pour it
Ah.
there
The
so that people
featuring.
will start looking which one belongs to me,
Ah.
which one belongs to that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, so that
So
was
my
it.
cousin is in the live stream and she says, I remember adding my picture to a letter to text. Sectech. This young woman, her stories, Sandra's stories can be shared for days. Listen, I spoke to her this morning, and there's this young man, a friend of hers. She went to Ofopeni, right?
Mhm.
And
Oh,
she is a
pass.
mixed
Oh,
school,
sick thing.
Upas. And so Upas, and she was, she claims she didn't go to entertainment like a Fiayabwa. But I told Sandy today that if you took a bucket to wherever she was doing entertainment, I would leave it there. I'll leave it there. I'm not going to say the rest of it on this show.
Oh,
But hey,
please, please,
Sandy,
please.
the links to they leave their names of other females and the boys would pick it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
Okay.
True.
Yeah.
And people are saying it was still a thing. Oh, okay. Maybe. Yeah. Song dedication. Song dedication was also one thing.
Yep.
Asempa, it looks like Asempa is just one Asemboni woman. So for those
She
of you who are
left
not familiar with the
girls.
Ghanaian language, Asempa is good word, right? It's literally translates into good word. So this is supposed to be a good, kind-hearted person. But Asempa removed our phone booths and introduced communication centers with exorbitant prices. I mean,
That's true.
she saw a business plan, right?
Of
A
course.
business
And
model.
then they
Make
used to
money
come
out of
certain
these.
days. I think Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So you could call during those times and those
Looks
days.
like people have love stories for high school. I
Oh my
remember
God.
Val's Day, I had a haul over my hamper to I had to haul over my hamper to hey Derek, you had to
crazy.
Derek.
Who is
Guys,
Derek?
Derek is okay. I'll leave it there. But Derek, I see you, brother. I see you.
You know Derek?
Yes, I know Derek. I know
Oh,
Derek.
okay.
We have a special connection. Derek and I have a very special connection.
Okay.
I actually spoke to him this morning.
Oh,
And so if
okay.
you can piece together the code, you would understand. But yes, he had to haul over his hamper to her. Hey, Derek, did you use U-Haul or you actually used a truck? But yeah, everybody is laughing. Derek, the code will be decoded. So if you're watching the live stream, right, or if you're watching this recorded, I have spoken about talking to someone earlier today, and I've spoken about talking to another person. Just connect the dots.
I've connected the dots. I've connected the
Oh,
dots.
Okay. So for those who have figured it out, good luck. But yeah, a lot of us found our we dabbled in this whole love thing for the first time in high school. And I know the love stories in high school, the finding people, the heartbreaks, the letters, and all that can make a whole episode on its own.
That's
Today we're
true.
going to end the show on this love note, and we want to hear your stories. We appreciate you joining the live stream and watching us and everything, but we want to hear your love stories. I know AC didn't definitely post, but she has a lot of love stories from high school. I know Amanda has a lot of love stories. Sheila said she figured it out. Sheila, if you figured it out, just keep it locked and loaded. Let other people decode it too. I'm sure people will decode it and be happy themselves. But we're going to wrap up our episode on high school. Again, the tribe just went back to high school. We're just reminiscing some of the good times, the bad times, our experiences in high school. It's been a journey, right? It's been a journey for most of us. For me, my first day in high school was some 18 years ago. And so it's been a long time trying to remember all these stories and sharing all these stories. It's been a while. Rashid said, some of us were gnashing in high school. In fact, we
gnashed and gnashed.
We gnashed and gnashed. Oh,
We gnashed and
okay.
gnashed. Oh,
What is nation? I don't know nation, but
I mean, you're
clearly,
just making words, like
okay.
making
Rashid,
words.
I don't believe Rashid for one bit. A Presec boy can never gnash.
Oh, most. Let me not say this before you come and give me keys, but single sex schools, most of them they gnash a lot.
No,
Trust me.
You can't go to Presec and gnash. The name Presec alone gives you like access. It opens doors for you.
Okay.
It opened doors for you. So I know Rashid is just making fun of us. But yeah, once again, it's been the Kasa podcast. Today we went back to high school. The tribe went back to high school. Ifya was in the building. Chris was in the building. A Brick Girls expert who Asempa never did any Asempa for her was also here. And it's cordial, right? We've enjoyed talking about high school, but the conversation about high school doesn't end today. Next week, we're going to take a whole different tangent on our high school experience. We're going to dive into a few other things. So if you love this one, I'm sure you're going to like the next one. So we really thank you and we appreciate you joining us today. It's been wonderful. And Shayla said we made your evening. You also made ours. It was fun talking about all these. We'll catch you guys on the other one. It's in the Kasa podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you same time next week. Bye-bye.